building on last week's video, let's continue talking about habits and setting yourself up for success, which I believe is the most important and powerful thing. So some additional insight from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, and he states that the goal is the outcome. So what is your system to set yourself up for success in achieving your goal, right? So that might be accountability, especially if you know that you thrive from external accountability but struggle with internal accountability, which Gretchen Rubin calls obligers, which is very common in many individuals. Or maybe it's, purchasing a membership or some service so that you're driven by that financial input and that loss of money, for lack of better terms, if you don't follow through. And maybe another option would be setting up a reward system for yourself. I'm a huge proponent of maybe having an Amazon wish list with some items that you want to treat yourself to. I do like to do non-food related rewards, especially if it's something where you're trying to make healthier habits, just trying to make that, it could be a food reward. For myself, a lot of times it'll be, I'm gonna, pay a little extra for this really fancy grocery item, but it's still healthy. I just discourage against saying, okay, I did all of these healthy things and now I'm gonna treat myself to this, fast food or whatever it may be. That's kind of defeating the purpose of your other healthy behaviors. So it could be a reward system where either you tally your success, or with a lot of clients, I have shared Excel sheets where we can see, okay, your goal is for 3 times this week you're supposed to get in, or your goal is to get, 10 minutes or more of movement. And if you don't achieve that for every day that you miss, then I, as the, practitioner, am doing push-ups, 20 push-ups for each day. And so there's that external accountability factor, but also the external accountability just from knowing that somebody else is looking at a shared document. So you do what is best for you and you know yourself, and you can experiment and trial and error, but a reward system can work in that way. Or maybe even just having 2 jars, and one jar is, this is the day that I did something, I'm putting a coin in there or a rock or pebble or whatever. This is the day I did not achieve my goal. Okay, I'm gonna put there and see which is higher, and that can provide some, data for you, and it's looking you right in the eye. So there's that visual. And then also the main thing to really keep in mind is, what are goals that you can build momentum on, and habits that can build momentum. So if you set a goal for yourself, or in this, to build this habit of doing 100 push-ups every day, and now there's a day where you're like feeling exhausted, or you just feel sore or whatever, and you can't do that 100, you're gonna feel like you kind of like a failure, for lack of better terms. And if your goal was to do 5 push-ups, and after doing your 5 push-ups you felt like doing 100, that's more realistic and more sustainable. So this is kind of getting lengthy, so feel free to cut out at this point, but I thought this was really fascinating that James Clear said one of the clients he worked with in the beginning of his work said that, and at this point the gentleman has lost 100 pounds, but when he first started, he had a rule for himself where he could not spend more than 5 minutes at the gym. So he would drive to the gym, he would spend no more than 5 minutes, and he would get in his car and go home. And that was so that he could just get used to going, and that was building that habit and that momentum for him. And then as time went on, he was used to spending, okay, I can do 5 minutes, I can extend that time. And, he has been able to maintain those habits. And that really is the key, is that you can implement things, but if you change things very fast, it's likely that they won't last. Change them slow, you're usually good to go. So really keeping that in mind. And again, the most important thing in my opinion is setting yourself up for success. So please take some time to reflect on your goals or your resolutions, whatever you want to phrase them, and set yourself up for success so that you feel better and it's a more positive outlook. Good luck and enjoy the rest of your day.